The regular season is over, the playoffs are here at last, and we're going to go over everybody who I think is going to move on to the next round on this first ever playoff edition of Big Predictions. Welcome to Big Predictions, everybody. Big E here, and let me tell you what, right now, I'm very excited for the playoffs this year. I mean, I've really looking forward to this for a long time, and the best part of it is the Giants are in the playoffs, and that's the thing that's really exciting. Let's go into the Week 17 review. In Week 17, I had a final record of 10-6, solid record. Not going to complain too much. And that'll bring my regular season overall record to 171-83. Very solid for my first ever regular season. We'll get into my awards now. My big player of the week is going to go to Matt Ryan. He had a really, really astounding week against a dominating win over the New Orleans Saints. He got me 37 points in my fantasy league. I was in my fantasy league championship this week. I lost by 2 points to my younger brother. I was kind of bitter about it at first, but you know what? It's not bad at all. Second place. It's okay, I suppose. And my least valuable player of the week is going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat the Browns in overtime. Yeah, they may have been playing their second stringers, but still, you beat the Browns in overtime. That's I mean, it's a win going into the playoffs, but still, it could turn some heads. And for my play of the week, the final one of the regular season. That's going to go to Matthew Stafford. He had this final play that didn't really matter too much at the end of the game on Sunday night. Check it out.
That passer rating is spectacular as Stafford throws. A few hearts are beating around the country right now. And he caught it. Anquan Bolden. Well, that's overwhelming.
We know Stafford can throw it that far.
And there is Bolden in his 14th season. Still a lot of spring. And Prater now for the extra point.
Unbelievable. Golden Tate almost knocked it out of his hand.
And with that, let's get into the 2016 NFL Playoff Wildcard Predictions. All right, well, for the first weekend of the NFL playoffs, we have 4 games this weekend. You know, it's the wild card round. And for the first game, Saturday night at 4:35, we have the number 5 seeded Oakland Raiders versus the number 4 seeded and AFC South champions, the Houston Texans. Now, both of these teams have been having quarterback issues, especially at the end of the season. Oakland, Derek Carr getting hurt last week, out for the rest of the season. And they played their backup this past week. He got hurt, so now it's their third string. And we all saw how that went. They got blown out by the Broncos this past weekend. So, yeah, not looking good for the Raiders right now. And for the Texans, they've also had quarterback issues. Tom Savage did well as their new starter, but he got hurt with a concussion this past week, which gave Brock Osweiler his job back for now. And that's why I'm going to take the Texans to win. Of course, Oakland, they just completely sucked without Derek Carr. So, Texans are moving on. And the second game is Saturday night. We have the 8:15 game and the first NFC game. It's the number 6 seeded Detroit Lions versus the number 3 seeded Seattle Seahawks. Detroit, of course, ending off the season on a 3-game losing streak. Not the best way you want to go into the playoffs. And Seattle, they had a hard time with the 49ers this past week. But I'm still going to take the Seahawks. I don't usually bet against the Seahawks, especially when they're in Seattle. So Seattle over Detroit. And for the 2 Sunday games now, we have the 105 game. The number 6 seeded Dolphins versus the number 3 seeded Steelers. The Miami did beat the Steelers pretty badly in the regular season. But I'm still going to take the Steelers. The Steelers are red hot right now. I think they're on a 7-game winning streak. The Steelers are winning. They're moving on. And for the final game of the wild card round, it is the number 5 seeded New York Giants versus the number 4 seeded Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. Of course, the last 2 times the Giants have made the Super Bowl run, they faced the Packers on the way there. In 2007, they faced the Packers in the NFC Championship, and in 2011 faced them in the divisional round. So here's their wild card round matchup. Now the Giants, they had a pretty solid win over the Redskins, and the Packers, they won the NFC North Sunday night against Detroit in Detroit, so that wasn't too bad. But I'm still going to take the Giants. I think the Giants, even though the Packers are red hot right now, I think the Giants are going to win. Their defense is still really, really stellar. And their offense, especially the running game, is starting to come together at the right time. So the Giants are moving on. That's going to do it for my NFL wildcard predictions. But before I end today, I want to make my college football playoff prediction. The Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Clemson Tigers in a rematch of last year's playoff. Alabama, they are undefeated. They have not lost a game this season. In Clemson, I think they've lost 1 or 2. I'm just going to take Alabama in this one, not because I'm just a fan of them, but because they've just been very, very strong. Yeah, in their bowl game, their offense did not look normal, but Lane Kiffin has been fired before leaving, and hopefully our offensive woes will be overcome, and we will become the 2016 College Football Playoff National Champions. And that's going to do it here today, guys. Thank you all for watching as usual. Join me again next week, and we'll see who will take on the first round buyers: the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the Atlanta Falcons. Next week. But until next time, guys, I'm Big E, wishing you all a safe week. And until next time, guys, I'm Big E saying so long, everybody.